Coming up, patrolling London's financial district to keep people safe from bombs. Tracking endangered bats in Florida's swamps. And hamming it up with the Muttville Comics. Buckingham Palace is perhaps London's most famous landmark. Tourists take double-decker buses and distinctive cabs on sightseeing trips to the Houses of Parliament and other attractions. If they visit the financial district within the area known as the City, they may encounter its exclusive canine police force, trained to counter terrorist threats.
And the emphasis of the force is mainly counter-terrorism because of the number of bombs that we've had within the square mile. We've had 7 major bombs. Oh, hold on.
The City of London Dog Squad gets an emergency call. Someone has left a suspicious package on the bus. This is a job for Speedy, a Springer Spaniel and trained explosives dog. With the passengers safely off the bus, Speedy's owner and handler, Officer Alistair Todd, brings him aboard. Speedy can recognize all types of explosives, including homemade ones used by terrorists. Speedy doesn't react to the parcel, which means it doesn't contain explosives. Alistair takes a closer look.
It says on the box, Matty, box of tissues.
There you go. We'll just take it out and show him. Oh, mate, that's all it is. As I said, we prefer to get called to stuff than not get called.
Since September 11th, there's been an increase in the number of calls about suspicious parcels. In the 1990s, IRA bombs exploded in London's financial district. People were killed. Property was destroyed. Speedy's work is vital to keeping the City of London safe. Speedy is part of a 4-dog team. The City of London police force is unique in that its officers each handle 2 dogs. Speedy's team includes George, a German Shepherd General Patrol dog, also handled by Alistair. Alistair's partner, Matthew Bromont, has 2 Springer Spaniels, Black and White Jake, another explosive search dog, and Millie, a drug detection dog. With their 4 dogs on board, Alistair and Matthew can respond to just about any type of call. Each dog is trained for one specific type of search. Matthew explains.
If you trained an explosive search dog to find drugs, generally the indication to find drugs is to dig at the hide because they're trying to find a small amount. If you had that with an explosive search dog, you could activate a device and therefore it would obviously be very, very dangerous.
The team's next call turns out to be not for Speedy, but for Millie, the drug detection dog.
Dogs themselves.
For security reasons, our cameras were not allowed in.
Gee, thanks very much.
Yeah, we had a success tonight. What we've got here are 2 bags of drugs, believed herbal cannabis. We've got a guy in the police car waiting to go to the police station now. Millie's trained to find all types of drugs, from cannabis, heroin, cocaine, crack cocaine, amphetamine, basically e-tablets, any type of drug that's out in the market today.
Speedy's partner George, the General Patrol dog, is trained daily to help apprehend suspects.
Sit. Some dog. Come out, some dog. It's your last chance. You out there? Come out, some dog. Fine. George, leave! Come! The German Shepherd, we're using him for general police work. His main role within the city is to search buildings for suspects. He's also trained in man work, which anybody running away, he will chase the suspect and detain them. He's also used in sort of crowd control. Again, if you've got a hostile crowd, be it soccer fans, football fans, or a political demonstration, he's also trained to respond to any aggression shown to him.
The dog squad is called in whenever there's a major social event.
Basically, it's our sort of list of, which has been taken off our diary, of the jobs that are pre-booked for this week. Today we've got St Paul's Cathedral, where we've got a military band.
A concert this evening is considered a possible terrorist target. London bomb dogs work in pairs. One team searches while the other makes sure nothing is missed. They switch often to keep the dogs fresh. While Jake stands watch, Speedy gets to work. Searches are meticulous and systematic. Every inch of the area must be searched. The dogs work quickly and efficiently. In a large area, like St. Paul's Cathedral, it's even more important to have 2 dogs on the scene. If there were a real bomb threat, they'd need to get in and out of there fast. The job is too big and important for 1 dog alone. Speedy's got a lot of ground to cover in this cathedral where Charles and Diana were married.
Speedy. Yeah.
Jake watches and waits.
Come on. Come on.
The search of St. Paul's Cathedral wasn't at the highest security level. If it had been, it would have been cleared of people. Next up is the Mansion House. Since 1753, it's been the official residence of the Lord Mayor of London. Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, is attending a function here this evening. This is another job for the explosives dogs, Jake and Speedy. English Springer Spaniels have a long history as hunting dogs, sometimes called gun dogs in the UK. They have great stamina and need lots of physical activity every day, making them a perfect fit for police work.
We tend to use gun dogs for the searching, basically because they're bred to search all day anyway, out in the field looking for game. Or retrieving game. Speedy could very well work for up to 8 hours in a day, and we're using that sort of drive to search with, in the work that we're doing. Come on in.
Speedy and Jake have done a clean sweep of the Mansion House. Speedy needs to expect to find bombs every time he goes to work, so he's tested frequently with real explosives confiscated from terrorists. When Speedy finds the explosives, he freezes so as not to risk setting them off.
Good dog, good boy.
Speedy's team plays an important role in anti-terrorist policing. Every day he helps keep the City of London safe. His reward? His favorite red ball. Many people associate bats with vampires, witchcraft, and rabies. Bats get a bad rap, but in fact, they play a key role in the ecosystem.
I like that crack. There could be something in there.
Bruce Wayne, a 2-year-old lab, is the only dog in the world trained to locate bats. His work helps to preserve Florida's dwindling bat population.
We need to have the bats around so much because they eat all of those bugs that we hate, you know, all of the mosquitoes and the moths and the midges. If it's flying at night around your street lights, they're probably going to be eating it. And if they're not eating them, that means we've got to use more bug spray and pesticides and things like that. And not only does that cost more, but it's really bad for the environment. So we want to try to find some bats and keep them around. Oh, look at the crack in that. Wow, that's nice.
Laura and Tom Finn run Fly By Night, a company that promotes bat conservation. Bruce helps them locate bat habitat so it can be protected. All sniffer dogs are trained to locate a specific scent. For Bruce, it's bats.
The two bats that we're working with specifically and that Bruce is supposed to help us out with are the southeastern myotis and the southeastern big-eared bat, and especially the big-eared bat that's here is extremely rare in Florida. There used to be 5 colonies, and now we only know of 3, and there's only like 35 or 40 bats in each colony, and these poor things used to live in big, hollow trees and swamps, gum trees and cypress trees, and they're hard to find, and Bruce can hopefully help us find those, and the only ones we've really been able to find are ones in old abandoned buildings out in the middle of nowhere, and he can help us find out if there's bats in those things too.
Bruce is essential to their work. He's trained to sniff at the base of trees.
Poor Bruce, we're not finding a whole lot right now. Well, it's kind of like a needle in a haystack sometimes. Look at, he's getting his frustration out. I think he's mad. He's not finding. Well, poor little Bruce is getting a little frustrated today. We're not finding quite so many bats out here in this little part of the forest, but we're gonna go check a few other spots out. Take him out to the swamp and see if we can get some big-eared bats. There you go. Now, what we used to do before put these radio transmitters on these guys, and you glue this little thing right on their shoulder blades, put it right on their backs, and they fly around for a couple of weeks letting out a beep, and we sit in the woods like a bunch of nerds and listen to the beep using an antenna and a receiver and all kinds of stuff like that, and that leads us to where the bats are feeding and where their roosts are. And Bruce, though, is now helping us find roosts, so instead of having to put transmitters, which are very expensive, on the bats and then not being able to find the bats, we use Bruce and take him out in the swamp and see if we can find some trees that have bats in them already and have him take us right to the source instead of another bat taking us to the source.
At home, Bruce trains to detect the guano of 2 breeds of rare bats.
Yeah. Well, right over here is where we keep the bats that we use in our programs. And we can go in and take a look at them. Well, over here, I have an example of one of the bats that we're looking for when we do our research. Here we go. Now this little guy right here is a southeastern myotis, and just a quick note that just because I'm holding this bat with my bare hands doesn't mean anybody else should. This bat, is considered a species at risk, and they commonly roost in trees and swamps, and that's what we're trying to find with Bruce, and he helps us find where this little guy's roosting in the wild. Oh, here we go.
Amid distractions in the yard, Bruce trains daily with Tom.
That way I don't know what's going on, and he uses his nose, basically, to find the bat. Come on, Bruce, seek. Seek, Bruce, seek. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, yeah. Now, he alerted to this is the guano, which I was talking about, which is bat droppings. And hopefully where there's bat droppings, there's bats. Good. Uh-oh, here comes the pig.
Bruce sometimes has to defend his dinner from one of his yard mates.
The pig likes dog food, too. Okay, Bruce.
Young Labradors are high-energy dogs, and Bruce is no exception.
I don't work with Bruce. Bruce is too bouncy and Tasmanian devilish for me. I like a nice, quiet, mellow dog. And basically, I'm a cat person or a bat person. I let Tom work with Bruce because Bruce is way too energetic for me. He drags me around. He bruises my fingers when I'm trying to feed him. And I got tired of losing my patience with him. So he finds bats for me, and I love him for that. But I think that's about as far as it goes.
Bruce regularly has to work in swamps. Like all Labrador retrievers, he loves the water.
Yeah, we are concerned about alligators and snakes out here, and anytime you come into the swamp, you've got to be concerned about that kind of thing.
Last spring, Bruce had a close encounter with a snake. A large water moccasin, a poisonous snake, bit Bruce's leg. They rushed him to the vet just in time for an anti-venom shot. The vet said if they'd been 30 minutes later, it would have been too late.
Let's go.
Let's go check another tree.
Look, this tree over here looks like it's worth checking. We'll see if we can find some other thing. Oh boy, look at that, Tom.
A likely bat roost.
See.
Hey, Tom, this looks good. Ooh, look at him. This looks good.
Show
Is there
me.
anything in there, Bruce?
Show me, Bruce. Bruce, show me. Show me.
Oh, he's alerting. Let me go in there. Let me check.
Good boy.
Hey, Tom, there's bats in here. This is good. There's bats in here.
Show me.
Bruce doesn't have any contact with the bats he finds.
Bruce is really helping us out a lot by helping us find roost sites, and it saves us time and it saves us money by not having to actually catch the bats and transmitter them to find the roosts during the day. So with Bruce, we can find a site like this that's got a colony of bats, and we can really work on preserving them rather quickly and a lot less expensively than having to go through the time and the stress on the bat to transmitter it and everything like that. So he did his job. He's doing his job.
Madison Square Garden is home to the first New York Pet Show. It's a great opportunity to meet some interesting dogs.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Johnny Pier's Muttville Comics is a slapstick comedy troupe.
The dogs are the comics, and I'm the straight man. I set it up to them to get the laughs. Come on, Bruno! There's Gomez! Hey,
Mr. Gomez, an Airedale Poodle mix, is the lead dog for the Muttville Comics.
Can you imagine that nobody wanted this dog?
Behind the scenes in the loading bay, he's preparing for 3 shows with Johnny and his doggy co-stars, all 21 of them.
A friend of mine gave me the name, Muttville Comics. It's basically pound rescues and dogs that nobody wanted. Gomez, you have a lot of energy. We got to burn off some before the show starts, because I know you're going to go nuts out there. Senor Gomez wants to be the whole act. He's playful, and he agitates the other dogs because he's the ringleader. He's sort of, hey, I'm the boss. Let me do the next trick. Gomez, come here, Gomez. Come here, Gomez. Come here. I found him at a pound over in upstate New York, and he was in the back. You know, I guess nobody really wanted him, but I saw him. I liked the way he was acting. He was lively. You're the main man, Gomez. You're the best. He sort of had that pleasing way about him, like he wanted to please somebody. So I said, hey, let's go. I just love the affection that he gives me. It's sort of like, I don't ask for it, but it's there. I want to give these guys a little love now, because once I'm out there, it's fast and furious. Show starts in 2 minutes. We have 3 shows today. Come on, guys, in the house. In the house. House. Let's go, in the house. It's basically organized confusion. I play off them, they play off me. Everything's set up to where it looks like something's going to happen that's supposed to be right, and it goes wrong. Well, I ended up on Ringling Brothers Circus in 1969 with my father. And the first thing I did was headed for the clown alley and became friends with the clowns. One of the clowns, he had a little dog that he worked with, and I loved the idea, you know, the interaction. I really love the interaction between the clown and his dog, and that's how I got the idea to do what I'm doing today. What I mainly look for is energy. If they're cowering or something, and you adopt them, it's up to you to bring them out of that shyness. Good boy. The dogs love to perform. Once they hear applause, clapping, they love to be on. They're like little show-offs. And they live for attention. That's a fact. Gomez, I'll tell you, it's funny just watching him bark during the whole show because he doesn't want to give the other dogs a chance to do anything. He wants to do everything. He's top dog because he's kind of like the leader of the pack. All the other dogs sort of look up to him because he's bigger than all the rest of them, naturally, and he does most of the tricks or leads into most of the tricks, and I really rely on him. Gomez is very good because it looks like he's having fun when he's performing. I really, really love that dog, and I hate to lose him, but when it's time for him to go, I'll have to find him a good family with a big fenced-in backyard because he really deserves it. Buddy, Pickle, Pick, Gumby, Lisa, Cindy. Just like to say that a lot of people get dogs and they end up in pounds, but any dog can be a good dog. Have patience, don't give up on them. You'll find that they will come around and you will respond. But spend time with them. Your reward will be there for you when you get back home. The dog will be there, happy to see you.